Welcome back. I hope you've had a good week. This week we've got a lot done this week. We had the pleasure of having a retired farmer from New Zealand come and visit us, and Ange did a great job. She's been a solo farmer for many years, and she's got so much experience that it's great to have her advice. So with her help, we also weaned and moved all of our lambs coming onto hoggets across to the neighbours, and old whiteface we put across here as well because we don't want her breeding again. She's getting too old and it'd be cruel to put her through childbirth. So and this there's a little bit of pig update. There's going to be pigs for a while because they're really good fun, but I'll show you our little crop of lambs, and they're based on what Ange said, they actually look really good. They'd be ready to go to the works basically, but they're our next crop of ewe replacements and also our food for the next 12 to 18 months. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. There's our little sheep there, along with Paul and Jane's sheep. They're wild sheep. They're buggers to catch and get into the yards, but hopefully our girls and boys will behave better. That's them there. They generally keep themselves separated. Just wondering where Whiteface is. I can't see her. Under the trees. The big old draft horse is a gorgeous horse. Jerry is his name. Hello, Jerry. How you going, mate? How you going? Oh, there's some more of my sheep up underneath the trees there, and that's where Whiteface is. I'll go up and visit Whiteface. That's some of my lambs up there, and the rest of them are down here. And they're all looking good. That little runt of a one up against the tree, she's one of Whiteface's little sheep, lambs. And she'll do quite well over here with her mum. There's always plenty of feed here. This old thing, got a big abscess on his jaw. Hey, he's a friendly old sheep. I'll go and see Whiteface. The Whiteface came down and said hello. And here's another old girl that we're leaving over here as well. We're not going to mate her. She's missing some teeth and she's fairly oldish. She's one of the original sheep that we had on the farm when we arrived. And we reckon they'd be 8-9 years old. And we're not sure how old Whiteface is. That's one of Whiteface's lambs next to her. She's just got a bit of lighter on her face and ears. Hey, Whiteface. We miss you over the road. Yeah, we do. That's one of the smallest sheep. But they're really good. I'm really happy with our crop of lambs this year. Hey. Hello there. Just a quick update on the pigs. This one talks to me all the time. But I've just cleaned up some of the, where's your bucket? Some of the figs out of the orchard. There it is. And they get such a good varied diet. At the moment we've got lots of figs coming through, and these are all split ones that from the rain that we had, and there's quite a few split ones, and they get about that every day. They're still getting apples and zucchinis and all sorts of things that are excess in the garden, so they're doing really well. What does your food eat? These pigs are the same as the last. They won't go through where there was an electric fence. So that's a good thing, but they take ages to realise that the fence is down. And I've given them this break. There's the new fence line there. And I'll continue that down this line. I've even put some zucchini on this side. But they're so cautious about the old fence that was there that is no longer. You're very funny girls. They're not overly interested. They've had a good fill today. Haven't you, girls? Hey, haven't you? Hello, darling. Hello. We'll see you later. You'll go in there eventually. I spent a whole day in the butcher shop yesterday and I've only just finished cleaning it up, and it's always satisfying once you get it all nice and neat and clean and tidy and washed down. But it was a big day with just myself processing 2 sheep. I didn't take any footage of it because I had my hands full. But this is one of the joys of being self-sufficient, is being able to have your own butcher shop, process meat for our family and friends and ourselves to share about, and this works really well. It's quite a nice place to spend the day looking out on that view, isn't it? And I ended up with about 40 kilograms of pretty good lamb actually. But the reason why it took me so long is because I do a fair bit of fancy cuts. I do a lot of rolled roasts because it's only myself eating it. And so I do a lot of rolled roasts, all the 4/4 rolled. I should show you in the freezer and show you what I've got. But then there's a fair bit of amount of waste to get rid of. The animals have had all their share. I've done some animal mince. I've got liver, kidney, heart and everything saved, and this hole is where I place the leftover bones and all the fat. And I'll plant a tree here, but I'll better put a pallet on there, otherwise a fox will come and dig that out like they do all the holes that we put around the place. But I'll just show you in the freezer, my lamb freezer. I think most people would be envious of my lamb freezer. This is the sort of cuts that I do for myself. So all of these are the loin and the cutlets, and this time I actually even rolled the flap of the belly, and I trimmed it up as much as I could, and I actually put the back strap of the loin into it as well. But these are just little Ronnie roasts for me. I always love a rack of lamb, so you get 4 racks off each sheep. I've actually got quite a few racks. I've been saving them. Quite a few steaks. So I do pretty much the whole hind quarter as steaks and little roasts. I've got a couple of little roasts. So I fill it out. I trim out the rump and the silver side, and there's another cut in there as well. I do, out of 2 sheep, I ended up around 14 kilos of mince as well, and I love loin lamb chops as well, so I do half and half. I do rolled loins and rolled 4/4, and they're all tied. And some of them I actually put a mix of capsicums, onions, garlic, clove, pepper, salt. So I've seasoned them already, and they can just sit in there until I'm ready to take them out. And I generally, once they're defrosted, I cut these into steaks, and I'll get 3 little steaks out of them. And I'll do them in the air fryer or on the barbecue. Hot charcoal is yum. They just, they have a really nice amount of fat in them, and it just renders down beautifully. Yummy. I love lamb. It's my favourite meat. And this is my lamb freezer. So I've got, every shelf has lamb in it. Oh, that one's ice cream as well. Got to have ice cream occasionally. So there's quite a bit of lamb that we've still, well, I've just replenished it. And on the other side, this is for friends and family. So I've packaged all of that up as well. And that's ready to go today. But I also am working my way through our pork freezer, and I really enjoy pork now, so I'm slowly getting there. It's starting, what was pork is now berries. So there's all blackberries, raspberries, apricots. There's a fair bit of bone broth in there as well, but then bacon and belly and more pork mince down the bottom. So I'm slowly getting through them. We'll see, have a look in the beef freezer. That's one of those chest freezers. I much prefer an upright freezer, because the chest freezer, you lose shit all the time. That's got quite a bit of beef in it. Bait, stink bait for when I go worming, and there's fish heads in there for the garden. Tan made me up about 20 lamb hamburgers that I'll just freeze up individually. Oh no, I usually have 3 hamburgers when I have hamburgers, so there'll be a number of meals in that as well. So that's, and then we've got our chicken freezer, which has got quite a bit of vegetables and berries in it now as well. But there's some chicken that Tan processed the other day, some breasts and some thighs, and there's still some whole chickens there from when we did our meat birds. So yes, we don't want for food. I think we'll be right when the zombie apocalypse happens, and we'll just shut the gate and live off all our food. So the next thing, now that I've done that, it's amazing the varied jobs that you have to do around the place. So I have a tractor and I have a flail mower, and I was mowing the neighbour's blackberries. I'll go and take a video of that. And they were huge, and I hit a rock in the blackberries and I broke 3 of the paddles on the mower. So I've actually got some spares, so I'll replace them and go and finish off the mower. I'll show you the paddles and the... So they're the 3 new ones down there, and up underneath there, yeah, I'll have to prop up the hydraulics to make sure that doesn't drop on me. I'll just put a couple of milk crates underneath, and then I'll be able to safely get underneath and change out the blades on it. This is the blackberry patch that I've been working on with the flail mower, and where I hit the rock and broke it, and I'm just going to go for a walk to check for any rock, anything visible. And the rock that I did hit, I'll dig it out with my bucket, but I'm nearly there. Won't take me much longer to get through here. It's pretty thick and it does a great job. I'll go and get some seed, a cover crop seed mix, and get that into this area. But the blackberries went from where the tractor is down there all the way up this gully, and there's a lot of space. Where's this rock? It's in this patch just up here. There's another patch up further into the gully there, but I'm not going to go up in there with the mower. There's a couple of big floating rocks, but there's a big rock there. That's the one I hit, and took out 3 of my blades. But I can't see any other rocks, and that was right in the middle of all the blackberries, so there's no way I was going to see that. But I'll go for a wander through here, through this area here, and just see if there's anything else that I can see that, like that big rock over there. I won't hit that. I should be able to get up into here. I much prefer slashing them to poisoning them, because this whole gully flows down into our place and into our dams. People on the hill over there, all those dead spots, they're blackberries, and he's just sprayed them recently, but they'll take years to break down. This way I'll have to mow them probably 2 or 3 times during the year, and just graze them, and then just do spot spraying of some of the more what would you say, some of the more stubborn blackberry bushes. But up in here it's hard to see in the blackberries because they're so thick, but it's worth the chance because it's a lot of unused land gone to waste. So there's a rock there, so I should go and get a post and stake that out. I'll keep an eye on that. And those ones up in there I'm just going to do with the brush cutter. Yep. And I'm not going to worry about any of the hill. I don't like driving on hills, and there's, you can see another floater just off there in the distance. So I'll leave all that alone. There's another big rock over here. Oh, and I just stood on another one. So no, I'm not going to do that with my mower. Maybe I'll just come up to where that rock is there and leave that patch alone. Alrighty, I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. That was pretty slow going and dusty. Oh. Really slow going, but I've got it finally all chopped down, and I'll get some, as I said, I'll get some seed tomorrow and we'll throw that around and run over it with the grass harrows just to get some contact to the ground with the seed. But I'm really happy with that. We're forecast to get a little bit of rain tomorrow, so that'll work in, or not tomorrow, Tuesday. So that'll work in really well. But the tractor did well. I had to stop twice to unblock the air filter cleaners or the fine mesh in front of the radiator, but she did a good job. So I'll take it back and give her a blow down with the air compressor. It's covered in dust, so that's great. And I don't know if I showed it before, but this is the big rock I hit that I've dug out now. So I know that ground now is pretty clean. There's no rocks up in where I've mown now, so I can confidently do that again if I ever need to. So it's great. Even up a little bit further up around the left hand side of the hill, I can get up through there, no worries as well. Here I'll just have to make sure I don't turn on an angle and to tip the tractor in any spot, but that's fairly clean around there too. So another job down.